Students, dear students, we are all learned something about ninth standard second language English units, my beginnings. Under that, we are in extra classes already to know something about early life of our great Indian cricketer Kapil Dev's early life, and also learn something about the achievements and naughty behaviors of Kapil Dev during his childhood. All those things learned under, we are already learned under extra classes. After the completion of those things, today we move to another aspects of the same unit. That is, what are the habits of Kapil Dev during his childhood? What are the habits of Kapil Dev? So these things we will discuss now. Okay. See, dear students, please open your textbook, page number 49. Now I am going to read the lesson. Please listen carefully. Okay. My beginnings, paragraph number 5. The other real naughty thing I remember doing is riding the police horses that were left in the huge open green areas to graze. A few of my friends and I would go there regularly and try to ride them. They were huge police horses, not used to clumsy children scrambling on to them, but despite innumerable falls and many a fright, I learned to ride and control a horse. In fact, even today, I am quite comfortable on a horse without a saddle, as that was the way I had taught myself to ride. Once we had learned to master the horse, there was one I became particularly attached to. We became more courageous and ventured out of the fenced area with the horses. Nobody would have noticed it except for the fact that I bit off more than I could chew. I decided to take the horse home and house him in our back garden, which was about 700 square feet in size. The horse could probably have been tethered there, but I hadn't anticipated the struggle I would have in getting the animal, though the tiny 5.5 foot by 2-foot doorway. We were caught within minutes of our arrival. The horse, of course, was duly returned, and the chiding I received from my father discouraged my venturing near the grazing fields again. I was never very studious, and always preferred to spend my time playing games and participating in athletics where I could use of my energy. I went to a small local school that had few cricketing facilities. The games they offered at that time were basketball, football, table tennis and hockey, probably because all they required was a ball. a couple of sticks and a net. I was fairly good at all games, exceptionally good at athletics, but dreamed of becoming a footballer. I worked hard at that game and was selected to play for my school. Fortunately, all my friends were interested in and played cricket, and they convinced me to change my game. That is a decision I will always be grateful to them for, as they unconsciously introduced me to the game for which I was made. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, I switched from one game to the other and began to spend a lot of my time on the cricket field. Naturally, I played in a number of inter-school tournaments and came to be noticed as a promising lad in the local press, but it was all merely fun to start with. I could never have imagined where cricket would lead me, and certainly had no plans then of becoming a professional at all. See, dear students, these are all some lines of my beginnings of lesson. Dear students, what these lines are tells us, especially the fifth paragraph of this lesson, tells something about another naughty behaviors of Kapil Dev. He was remembered and wrote in his book, in his autobiography called Straight from Heart. He wrote his naughty behaviors in that book. So what was the another naughty thing was Kapil Dev remembered here? That is, the other real naughty thing I remembered here, I referred to Kapil Dev. That was doing is riding the police horses. Riding the police horses. Riding the police horses. Riding the police horses. That left in the used green areas to graze. That is left the used open green areas to graze. ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಕುದುರೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅವರು ರೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ಒಂದು ತುಂಟ ಘಟನೆಯನ್ನು ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ತಮ್ಮ ಆತ್ಮಚರಿತ್ರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಈ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಗ್ರಾಫಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ, ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ಈ ಥರದವು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಭಾಳ ಇಷ್ಟ, ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳು. ಹಾಗೆ ಕಪಿಲ್ ದೇವ್ ಅವರು ಸಣ್ಣ ಹುಡುಗರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಊರಿನ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಕುದುರೆಗಳನ್ನು ಹುಲ್ಲುಗಾವಲಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟಾಗ ಮೇಯಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಕುದುರೆಗಳನ್ನು ಏರಿ ಆ ಕುದುರೆಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಸವಾರಿ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸನ್ನು ಇವರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. A few of my friends and I would go there regularly and try to ride them. A few of my friends and I would go there regularly. ನಾನು ಮತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಆ ಓಪನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಸ್ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಏರಿಯಾಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, ಆ ಪ್ರದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. They were used police horses, not used clumsy children scrambling on to them, but despite innumerable falls and many fight. ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಆ ಕುದುರೆಗಳನ್ನು ಹಿಡಿದು ಸವಾರಿ ಮಾಡುವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರತರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಪಿಲ್ ದೇವ್ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ದೇವರು ಫಾಲ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂಬರಬಲ್ ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೆನಿ ಫ್ರೈ, ಬಹಳಷ್ಟರೇ ಅದರ ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಬಿದ್ದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮತ್ತು ಗಾಯಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. I learned to ride and control yours. Finally, in this way, he was learned to ride activity he was learned by the police officers. That police officers are appeared beside his village, open huge grazing area where Kapil Dev was learned to ride the horses and control the horses. Are you understand, dear students? Yes. Later on, in fact, even today, Kapil Dev, quite comfortable on a horse without a saddle, as that was the way I had taught myself to ride. Even today, I am quite comfortable on a horse without any saddle. ಲಗಾಮು ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರುವ ಕುದುರೆಗಳನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಸವಾರಿ ಮಾಡಬಲ್ಲೆ. ಅಷ್ಟರ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಆ ಕುದುರೆ ಸವಾರಿಯನ್ನು ಆ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಕುದುರೆಗಳ ಸಹಾಯದಿಂದ ಸಣ್ಣದಿನಲ್ಲೇ ಕಲಿತಿದ್ದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕಪಿಲ್ ದೇವ್ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. Here comes one new word, that is clumsy. What it means? Action done carelessly. And likely to upset. Someone. See, clumsy means action done carelessly and likely to upset someone. Okay. And here is another new word, fright. F-R-I-G-H. It means a sudden feeling of fear. A sudden feeling of fear. Scrambling on. Here is another new word, scrambling. On. What it means? To move somewhere. In a hurried See, dear students, please observe here. These are called as new word. First one is clumsy. It means action done carelessly and likely to upset someone. ಬೇಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯಾದಂತ ವರ್ತನೆ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಬೇರೆಯವರಿಗೆ ತೊಂದರೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Fright. It means a sudden feeling of fear. ಇದ್ದಕ್ಕಿದ್ದ ಹಾಗೆ ಎದುರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಭಯಪಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಹಾಗೆ ಸ್ಕ್ರಾಂಬ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್. Here scrambling on means to move somewhere in a hurried, avocado way. See, these are all the three new words appeared here. Please write down these three words and its meanings in your notebook. Okay. Again, come to back the lesson. Okay. And once we had learned to master the horse, there was one I became particularly attached to. ಒಂದು ಕುದುರೆಯನ್ನು ನಾನು ತುಂಬ ಹಚ್ಚಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಕಲಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಮ್ಮೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅದು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಮರೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. We became more courageous and ventured out of the fenced area with the horses. Out of the fenced area. Here fenced area means fence, a wall or other, a wall or other, a wall or other structure that horses jump over, jump over, jump over, and jump over in a race or competition. In a race or competition. Competition. T-I-O-N. So fence means a wall or other structure that horses jump over in a race or competition. ನಾವು ಕುದುರೆ ಸವಾರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಂದಿರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕಾಣ್ತೇವೆ ಫೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳು, ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಜಂಪ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಥರ ಜಂಪ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕಲೆಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಇವರು ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ರು. And out of fenced area with the horses, nobody would have noticed except for the fact that I bit off more than I could chew. I decided to take the horse home and house him in our back garden, which was about 700 square feet in size. ಇನ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆ ಕುದುರೆಯನ್ನೇ ಇವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಶೆಡ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಕಟ್ಟಾಕಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಟ್ಟರು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ the horse could probably have been tethered there. Tethered means tethered. Tethered it means to be so tired. Tired that someone that someone no longer could deal with an upsetting situation. See, tether means T-H-E-R. It means to be so tired that someone no longer could deal with an upsetting situation. So, ಆ ಕುದುರೆಯನ್ನು ತಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇವರು ತಂದು ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ. The horse could probably have been tethered there, but I hadn't anticipated the struggle. I hadn't anticipated. Anticipate means anticipate. To expect that something will happen Here anticipate means to expect, accept that something will happen and be ready for it. It means to expect that something will happen. ಗೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತಯಾರಿ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಒಂದು ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಂಟಿಸಿಪೇಟೆಡ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಗಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಹೋರಾಟಕ್ಕೆ ಐ ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ in getting the animal through the tiny 5.5 foot by 2 foot doorway. We were caught within minutes of our arrival. The horse, of course, was duly returned, and the chiding I received from my father discouraged my venture. ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಇವರು ಕುದುರೆ ಸವಾರಿಯ ಸಾಹಸವನ್ನು ಇವರ ತಂದೆಯವರು ಇವರಿಗೆ ಬೈಯೋದರ ಮೂಲಕ ಹೊಡೆಯೋದರ ಮೂಲಕ ಬಿಡಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಡಿಸ್ಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Near grazing, he cannot go further near the grazing fields again. See, this is called another naughty behavior of Kapil Dev's child. And later on, I was never very studious and always preferred to spend. I was very studious. Studious means studious, studious, studious. It means spending a lot of time. Spending a lot of time. Spending a lot of time studying and reading. Studies means spending lot of time studying and reading. ಓದುವುದು ಮತ್ತು ಬರೆಯಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹಳ ಸಮಯವನ್ನು ವ್ಯಯ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಐ ವಾಸ್ ನೆವರ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿಯಸ್. ನಾನು ಓದಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೆಯಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಸಮಯನ ವ್ಯಯ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು? ಐ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಪ್ರಿಫರ್ ಟು ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಮೈ ಟೈಮ್ ಪ್ಲೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಗೇಮ್ಸ್. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು? Always playing games. So it shows that he didn't interested in the field of reading and writing. He was very interested in the field of playing the games. That's why he participating in athletics, where I could use of my energy. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಅಥ್ಲೆಟಿಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿ ನನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಐ ವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಎ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್. ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭದ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣವನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ತಿರದ ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ದಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಎ ಫ್ಯೂ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್. ಕೆಲವು ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಆಟದ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯಗಳು ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ದವು. ದ ಗೇಮ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆಫರ್ಡ್ ಅಟ್ ದಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ವರ್, ಆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಲೆ ನಮಗೆ ಆಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಂಥ ಗೇಮ್ಸ್ ಬಾಸ್ಕೆಟ್ಬಾಲ್ and table football, table tennis, and hockey. See, all these games offered by his local school. But cricketing facilities are very few. So that probably because all these games are required ball. A couple of sticks. Couple of sticks. And couple of sticks All these games require ball, sticks and net. Okay. See, I was fairly good at all games. I am fairly good at all these games. ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಟಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಟ ಆಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. But dreamed of becoming a footballer. ಆದರೆ ನನ್ನ ಆಸೆ ಏನಿತ್ತು? Becoming a footballer. ನಾನು ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆಸೆ ಇತ್ತು? ಫುಟ್ಬಾಲರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆಸೆ ಇತ್ತು. I worked hard at that game and was selected to play for my school. I worked hard at that game and was selected to play for my school. Fortunately, all my friends were interested in and played cricket. But my dream of becoming a footballer. See, dear students, what was the dream of Kapil Dev? He became a footballer. ಅವನ ಆಸೆ ಏನಿತ್ತು, ಅವನ ಕನಸು ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು? ನಾನು ಮುಂದೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಾಲ್ಚೆಂಡಿನ ಆಟಗಾರ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಫುಟ್ಬಾಲರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಆಸೆ ಇತ್ತು. I worked hard in that game and was selected to play for my school team. ಅವರ ಶಾಲೆ ಟೀಮ್ಗೆ ಆಯ್ಕೆಯಾಗಿ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್ಲಿ, ಅದೃಷ್ಟನೋ ದುರಾದೃಷ್ಟನೋ ಏನಾಯಿತು, ಆಲ್ ಮೈ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ವರ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ಲೇಡ್ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್. ಆದರೆ ನನ್ನ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟನ್ನು ಆಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ಲೇಡ್ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಮೀ. ಅವರು ನನಗೆ ಕನ್ವೀನಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಟು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮೈ ಗೇಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. Kapil Dev, please change your game. That's way they were going to convince it to Kapil Dev. So that is a decision I will always be grateful to them for. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕೂಡ ಚಿರಋಣಿಯಾಗಿರುತ್ತೇನೆ. And as they unconsciously, ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದ ಹಾಗೆಯೇ, ನನ್ನ ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಬಾರದ ಹಾಗೆಯೇ, introduced me to the game for which I was made. ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತಹ ಈ ಗೇಮನ್ನು ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದ ಹಾಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು ನನಗೆ ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು. In this way, slowly, almost imperceptibly means almost impossible to see or notice. Imperceptibly, it means almost impossible. Impossible, right? Impossible to see or notice. That is called imperceptibility. ನನ್ನ ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಬರದ ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಏನಾಯಿತು, ಆಟವನ್ನು ನನಗೆ ಕಲಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರು. ಐ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಒನ್ ಗೇಮ್ ಟು ಅನದರ್ ಗೇಮ್. ಒಂದು ಆಟದಿಂದ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಆಟಕ್ಕೆ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬಿಗನ್ ಟು ಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಎ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ ಟೈಮ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್. ನಾನು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಸಮಯವನ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡಲ್ಲೇ ಕಳೆಯುತ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್, ಸ್ವಾಭಾವಿಕವಾಗಿಯೇ, ಸಹಜವಾಗಿಯೇ ಐ ಪ್ಲೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟರ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಟೂರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಅಂತರಶಾಲಾ ಪಂದ್ಯಾವಳಿಗಳನ್ನು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಆಡಿದರು. ಕೇಮ್ ಟು ಬಿ ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸಿಂಗ್ ಲ್ಯಾಡ್. ಇನ್ ದ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್. ಸ್ಥಳೀಯ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆಗಳು, ಸ್ಥಳೀಯ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮಗಳು ಇವರನ್ನು ಬರೀತವಂತೆ. ಏನಂತ ಹೆಡ್ಲೈನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಬರೀತವೆ? ವಾಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸಿಂಗ್ ಲ್ಯಾಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಟೀಮ್. ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದ ಒಬ್ಬ ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟರ್, ಚತುರ ಬಾಲಕ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರೀತಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಭರವಸೆಯ ಹುಡುಗ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ ನಿಯರ್ಲಿ ಫನ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ ತಮಾಷೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅನಿಸ್ತಿತ್ತು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ. ಐ ಕುಡ್ ನೆವರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ಡ್ ವೇರ್ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ವುಡ್ ಲೀಡ್ ಮೀ. ನಾನು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ನನಗೆ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಕರ್ಕೊಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. and I certainly had no plans then of becoming a professional at all. ಇದು ನನಗೆ ವೃತ್ತಿನೇ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಯಾವುದೇ ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಆಗಲಿ, ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಆಗಲಿ ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ನನಗೆ ಈ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನಾಗಿ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಯವರೆಗೂ ಕರೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕಪಿಲ್ ದೇವ್ ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಾಲ್ಯದ ಒಂದು ಅನುಭವಗಳನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಂಚಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾರು? ಕಪಿಲ್ ದೇವ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಲೆಸನ್ ಮೈ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ಸ್. Dear students, now I am going to ask some questions regarding the today's class. Please answer to me. Okay? So today's class, I hope that you have understood. That's why I am going to ask some questions to you. Okay? My first question is, what naughty thing does Kapil Dev narrate in the 7th paragraph? And another question is, nobody would have noticed it except for the fact that a bit of more than I could chew. What is the incident described here? Then another question. Why does Kapil say he bit of more than he could chew? Fourth one. How did Kapil's father react to his escape hat? What were the games offered in the school where Kapil was studying? Which game was Kapil fairly good at during his school days? Football. Okay. This is a decision I will always be grateful to them for, as they unconsciously introduced me to the game for which I was made. What was the decision? Change the game from football to cricket. That's it. But it was all merely fun to start with. What is Kapil talking about? He was talking about his initial entry to cricket. While writing the newspapers, he was a promising lad. When that time, he think like that. Do you think cricket remained merely fun for him forever? No, it became a profession at all in his life. See, dear students, these are all the several questions. Please write answers in your notebooks, okay? Now I am going to read the lesson once again. Please listen carefully, okay? Please open your text. Paragraph number 5th. Paragraph number 5th. I was never, the other really naughty thing I remember doing is riding the police horses that were left in the used open green areas to graze. A few of my friends and I would go there regularly and try to ride them. They were used police horses, not used to clumsy children scrambling onto them, but despite innumerable falls and many flat, I learned to ride and control a horse. In fact, even today, I am quite comfortable on a horse without a saddle, as that was the way I had taught myself to ride. Once we had learned to master in horse, there was one I became particularly attached to. We became more courageous and ventured out of the fenced area with the horses. Nobody would have noticed except for the fact that I bit off more than I could chew. I decided to take the horse home and house him in our back garden, which was about 700 square feet in size. The horse could probably have been tethered there, but I hadn't anticipated the struggle I would have in getting the animal through the tiny 5 feet and half foot by 2 foot doorway. We were caught discouraged my venturing near the grazing fields again. I was never very studious and always preferred to spend my time playing games and participating in athletics where I could use up my energy. I went to a small local school that had field cricketing facilities. The games that they offered at that time were basketball, football, table tennis, and hockey. Probably because all they required was a ball, a couple of sticks, and a net. I was fairly good at all games, exceptionally good at athletics, but dreamed of becoming a footballer. I worked hard at that game and was selected to play for my school. Fortunately, all my friends were interested in and played cricket, and they convinced me to change my game. That is a decision I will always be grateful to them for, as they unconsciously introduced me to the game for which I was made. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, I switched from one game to the other and began to spend a lot of my time on the cricket field. Naturally, I played in a number of inter-school tournaments and came to be noticed as a promising lad in the local press, but it was all merely fun to start with. I could never have imagined where cricket would lead me, and I certainly had no plans then of becoming a professional at all. Okay, let it be stopped here, dear students. These are all the lines of the lesson, My Beginnings. It is purely tells something about Kapil Dev's early life. This lesson was selected by in his autobiography called Straight from Home. Okay, dear students, have you understand all those things? If you say yes, now I can give several questions for your homework activity. Okay? Are you get ready to write the questions in your notebooks? Okay, please write down the questions. Homework questions. Write down. Question number 1. Why does Kapil Dev say a bit of more than he could chew, more than he could chew? So this is the first question. And second one is, how did Kapil's father reacted to his escape? Escape. See, dear students, these are the two questions I will give you for your homework activity. Please write down these questions into your notebook and try to answer them and practice them. Okay? If you have any doubt regarding the today's class, please ask me. Okay? Come on, any one of you ask to me. You have any doubts? I think you are all understand properly this lesson. Okay? So let it be stopped here, and remaining thing will be discussed on tomorrow onwards. Thank you. Okay?